guys. You're watching the freaking Frack Show.
Podcast for the fans, by the fans.
What?
We love you guys.
Gotta go.
And we're live.
What's going on, man? How's it going?
Man, it's been a long time. I was kind of rusty on the button clicks there. I apologize.
Man, you forgot to hit the live, the most important
know.
part.
I'm like, where's everybody at?
I know. It said 0, and I was like, oh, wait, we're not live.
We caught it, though. That's why we do a 5-minute countdown for those mistakes.
That's right. That's right, man.
We got a big episode today, man. I'm fired up.
It's pretty, I mean, I say it's very big. I say it's 98% big because, man, who do we have today?
Man, this is a podcast for the fans, by the fans, and for our fans and the 98 Degrees fans and boy bands fans around the world. We have reunited. We have Mr. Jeff Timmons from 98 Degrees.
Yeah.
Hey guys, how are you?
How are you, sir?
I'm good. Thanks for having me on. Hey, I think congratulations are in order, right? Is this you're celebrating a year of this? Is that right?
Tonight at midnight will be 1 year, Jeff.
Amazing. Now, did I read it? I know we were DMing back and forth on one of these, I think Facebook or something, but is this the first time you guys have ever been together live in the same place? Is that what you were saying, or what were you telling me? I probably got that wrong, right?
Go ahead, Caleb.
Bad news. You give them the bad news.
All right, so we had it all. We had this trip planned. Caleb was going to come down to Nebraska. Never been here before. We've never met. We've done this virtually for over a year now, or at a year now. And there was some doctor complications when Caleb had to go. He went to the doctor's office, and they said, "Hey, man, you shouldn't fly. How about you don't fly to Nebraska because that's a terrible idea." So we're doing it virtually, but hey, it's what we know, you know. It's what we know.
Safety first, of course.
Yes.
Sorry to hear that, Caleb. But hopefully you'll have another opportunity another time. But yeah, I mean, I'm honored to be a part of the podcast for the fans, by the fans. Although it is, I know what freaking frack is. I mean, that's. I think that alludes to the nicknames of some of the guys in the Backstreet Boys who are dear friends of ours. But nonetheless, excited to be a part of the show with you guys. So thanks a lot.
No, thank you for being here.
Thank you, man. It's a true honor. I think I told you, we grew up with you. We grew up, watching you guys do your thing, and all these years later, still doing your thing.
Yeah, I mean, we're really lucky. Heck, it's 25 years later, and our fans are still out there and coming to see us in droves. Of course, not during COVID. Obviously, we had to postpone, several dates But look, we still have them on the books. I mean, people are still excited to come out and still enthusiastic about our music, which is, an honor for us and a blessing. So we're happy to be here this many years later as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think that's a testament. I know. You guys always talk about how the fan base has been with you and through the thick and thin, but I think it's a testament to your character and who you guys are personally, because that's something that we'll talk about later in the episode. But you guys stuck to who you were, thick and thin, no matter what. You didn't change for nobody. And I think we got comments flying in from all over the world, Jeff. I mean, we got Indonesia, we've got Jakarta in the house. I mean, we got people from all over the country, and that's a testament to you. So thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I mean, we're lucky to do it. I mean, we certainly the business is an interesting one, and it can throw curveballs at you, and it can definitely try you as people, right, and test your integrity. But we try to stay, like you said, true to ourselves, and certainly have never, I don't think, taken it for granted. I mean, you said you're in Nebraska, right? We're Midwest guys from Ohio. Where are you from, Caleb? I didn't get where you were from.
Louisiana.
Oh, okay. So my wife's from Louisiana. Great folks there. Her family's all from there. So she's from Shreveport, Bossier area. So
all the way down to the boot in Morgan City by New Orleans. So.
Oh, okay, cool, beautiful. I mean, New Orleans, great city as well. So yeah, I mean, we try to be those blue collar guys and not get too flashy and too cool for school and just enjoy every moment. And look, we had our dreams of being able to tackle this business and be big stars. And fortunately for us, we got to live out some of those some of those goals and kind of dreams for ourselves.
That's awesome, man. So, hey, everybody that's watching from all over the world, let Jeff know, and Caleb and myself, where you're tuning in from. I love seeing these things. It still blows my mind
different.
that it is. We got people, we got new people all the time, and I just love it, man.
That's great.
Jeff,
How often do you guys do the podcast? Every week, or is it weekly, or
Every
nightly,
single week.
Oh, that's cool. Great. So
Yeah.
this is the 52nd, and you haven't missed a beat every week for a year, huh?
We thought about taking a break, like just a few weeks. It didn't last because we were like, we can't do it.
Yeah.
So but since the last few months, it's been every single week.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Sometimes twice a week.
Amazing. That's great.
Yeah.
And I don't think we've ever kind of give you I mean, we want to make this about you, but just a little bit of a background. Once the quarantine hit and the stay-at-home orders went in, Caleb and I met each other virtually through a boy band group, and we had talked about, there's podcasts and radio stations all over the world, but is there a 2-guy boy band podcast? And the answer was no, Jeff. I mean, the answer was no. So we did this. That's where a podcast for the fans by the fans came out, because we did this to give a light at the end of the tunnel for people, something to look forward to every week, a lot like what you guys do with music.
Well, I think it's amazing. And what I really think is cool is, look, at the end of the day, it is just music. And I always found it really funny that guys would be shy about liking our music, right? I mean, I always thought that was strange. As we get older, as we're more comfortable with it. Back in the day when we were first out, guys were super trolling us all the time, and really embarrassed to say. They would come up to us as if it was a deep dark secret. They'd be like, "Oh, hey, by the way, I proposed to my girlfriend to your song. Don't tell anybody." And I always thought that was really funny, because it's just songs. It just happens to be sung by guys. I've always loved music sung by guys and girls, and it shouldn't really matter. So I commend you guys for doing something a little bit different, being comfortable enough to say you like boy band or pop music created by guys. So I think that's really awesome.
It's very, very brave, Yeah. And that's the thing. Like for me, I mean, I can tell you the first time I ever heard you guys, man. It was on one of those Now Greatest Hits CD. You guys had like Una Noche on there. And I was like, oh, this is a great Backstreet. And I was a young kid. I was like, this is a great Backstreet Boys song. I love it. And then 3 years later, I find out it's not Backstreet Boys.
Right. And it's so funny. I mean, I think those Now compilations came out a long time ago, probably when you were a little kid. And, we were on like Now number 3. Now I think it's Now 3,842. My kids are like, have you heard this Now version? I'm like, please don't tell me the number. Don't tell me the number. Because we were on the first couple of those things. But well, I appreciate that. Yeah, and look, we love that song, and it was cool. A lot of people will ask us if we're rivals with the Backstreet Boys or NSYNC, and certainly no. I mean, we had a lot of respect for those guys, still do, and they're incredibly talented people and really nice people as well, and good friends. And so, no, we were honored to be in the company of such legendary groups. So.
And it was all, it was pretty much, you everybody was there like at the same time. It's, I think it was, 2001, 2001 was like where boy bands were just toppling everything, on radio and everything.
Yeah, it was for us. It was the late '90s, early 2000s, and it was that short window between 97 and 2002, that 5-year window where it was all. Everybody was coming out. It was a big pop explosion at that time, along with the boy bands in '98 and NSYNC and Backstreet. You had Britney and Christina and Jessica Simpson and Mandy Moore, and then you had your pop rock groups like Sugar Ray and Smash Mouth, and it was just a really, really cool time for pop music for sure.
And then you had this band called Creed.
Yeah. and those guys wouldn't consider themselves pop. But they were a pop act too. I mean, They were
Oh,
singing
yeah.
a ballad, although it had some heavy guitars in it, and the guy had
Oh,
kind of
yeah.
a rock. Scott Stapp has a rock voice. It was a pop song, so.
Sure was.
And that was at the time when Dre and Snoop and Tupac and everybody, or I guess Tupac was at the end of '96, but Dre and Snoop,
Yeah.
gangster rap and hard rock was really hitting the scene. So your guys are the brave ones,
You
to
guys
come
just
out.
came out and just singing from your heart. And they were like,
Yeah.
oh.
Yeah, I mean, it was an interesting transition. Right when we gotten started, it was all gangster rap, and grunge was sort of kind of on the decline at that time, and
Yeah.
and then we started to emerge, and TRL became popular, and all that good stuff, and so that was a real catalyst for us having success. Those programs like that.
Something I mean, we got a loaded episode, and obviously we want to get to as much as we can. But something that Caleb and I talked about earlier in the week is you had planned to play NFL football. Am I wrong?
No. I mean, look, I don't know where that narrative got out there. Listen. I would have dreamed of playing NFL football. There were a couple of obstacles in the way. One, I wasn't tall enough. Two, wasn't big enough. Three, it wasn't good enough. Among various other reasons why that didn't happen. But I don't know. I saw that at one point that was in my Wikipedia. Of course, I would have loved, like anybody, most
It sounded
guys.
pretty good.
But my chances were about as slim to none. But yes, that would have been nice. But it wasn't like I was like on the verge of becoming the next NFL star and decided to take a left turn or right turn into the music business. I always find that funny.
Thanks for being honest, though. I mean, me, if you ask Matthew Taylor that question, my answer is yeah. Of course, I wanted to play in the NFL.
I turned down the scouts. It was either Cowboys or Raiders or just did
You
that.
joined the Saints. Your wife said no, go to the Saints, and you joined them instead.
That's right. Yeah, for sure. That's funny.
So when was it that you knew that? When was it that you knew that you could do this and make a living off of it? When did that click?
Well, I mean, I lived in Ohio. I'm from a really small town in Ohio. I didn't know I could make a living of it. Music's always been something that's come easy to me. Although I am from a town that's all about football, small town in Ohio that's all about football. So
Wow.
It was sort of always on the back burner, and I was trying to avoid it to be a cool football player, right? But it always was circling around, and musical theater and groups and all that stuff was always sort of, those were always sort of the easy things for me. But that's not cool where I'm from, so I tried to go in a different direction, and certainly always the universe or God or whatever always led me back to music. But I thought I could do it, and I had a knack for it, and I thought, why not? The original group I started sounded good, not nearly as good as 98 Degrees and those guys, but it had a nice ring to it, and I thought, why not us? It has to be somebody. So I had confidence, and we didn't have things like this back when I started the group. You didn't have social media, you didn't have YouTube, you didn't have podcasts. You had to go to LA or New York or Nashville.
You had face to face.
Yeah, that's it. So we drove to LA and tried to sing in front of as many people as we could, and didn't take no for an answer. And luckily we snuck backstage at a Boyz II Men concert who we idolized, and we got discovered there, and then got signed to Motown. So it was literally like a dream coming to fruition for us. It was great.
Wow.
That's amazing. That's amazing. So yeah, we did hear about the Boyz II Men sneaking backstage at the Boyz II Men. Can you walk us through that day by chance? I'm sure you don't forget it. Can you walk us through what?
Yeah, you can't forget that day. We wanted to be like Boyz II Men. We loved their music, and there wasn't anybody really out like that at that time. I mean, All for One was kind of in the same vein, and you had smaller groups like Shy, and of course Jodeci was out, but that leaned much more R&B. And Boyz II Men was sort of groundbreaking. They were bringing elements of like doo-wop groups in the 50s and 60s into modern music in the mid to late 90s. And we wanted to go to a concert, and that's how they got discovered, sneaking backstage and singing. Either for Belle Biv DeVoe or New Edition, I forget who it was, but I know Michael Bivins was involved with both of them. So we thought we could do the same thing, and we scrounged up our money and put our tickets on one of the guy's group in the group's credit card, his mom's credit card, and we almost didn't go. We stayed up. Nick and I stayed up drinking all night the night before. So we were like, "Yeah, we're not gonna go. You're all hungover." And one of the guys, another guy that was in the group, was like, "Yeah, we should go." And then we drove to, we from LA. We drove to Orange County where the concert was. It was called the Irvine Meadows or Irvine Spectrum. I forget what Irvine Meadows is what it was called. In the Verizon amphitheater. It was an outdoor amphitheater, and it's no longer there. But we went to the concert. We were singing by the backstage area, and the security guy was like, "Guys, you're never gonna get backstage. People try this every concert, And we're like, we just kept singing, and sure enough, a girl that worked for the radio station back then. It was a rhythm crossover station, an urban station called The Beat, 92.3 The Beat in LA, and she was like, "Hey, you guys sound really good. You want to come backstage and sing for our backstage barbecue party?" We're like, "Yeah, we do." We went and we sang backstage, and we could see Boyz II Men doing a sound check above. We were like watching them as we were singing on the radio. And the guy said, "All right, look, come backstage and see us afterwards. Maybe you'll get an opportunity to meet Boyz II Men." We went and watched the concert, which was amazing. And then we snuck back again because we didn't realize you had to have passes to get backstage. So we snuck back again. And that's when we met our future manager, who was road managing Montel Jordan from This Is How We Do It fame. Montel had opened up that show. So that's how we got discovered. And, we sort of kicked it around in LA for a little bit and, made phone calls. We had a list in our book of people we had met. And then we finally ended up on that guy's phone number. And we're like, all right, well, let's give him a call. We gave him a call, and we ended up doing a demo with Montel, and it got passed along to a lot of the labels, and Motown was our dream label, and they were the ones that ultimately wanted to sign us. So the day was a success, and we almost didn't go. So, that's, we ended up getting lucky.
Man.
That's incredible, man. I know you hear about the struggle, and I'm sure it was a struggle, like, just getting everything together for you guys, but like, that's a good way. Good story to really as your beginning,
Yeah, I mean, look, we were together I was out in LA for about a year. I was with some other guys. They quit, and I met a guy at the school with Nick, and ultimately he came from Ohio to LA, and the other guys met me in LA. His brother Justin, and it wasn't easy. I mean, we were going out and singing all around, and we didn't have money, and everybody was trying to make it get by. And look, we had a lot of no's in that short period of time, but for us, we were we weren't going to be discouraged by that. And so while it happened fast, it did not go without struggle. So
wow, that's great. That's great, man.
Something that I think makes you guys different from other groups, or people coming up in the 90s and 2000s, and this could be wrong too. I mean, apparently the research I've done is not right, but you guys formed independently, and then after you guys were picked up by a record label. Is there any truth to that?
Yeah. We weren't put together. We didn't audition for. We didn't read an ad in a newspaper or a weekly or again, there was no online, so we couldn't have found it online. There wasn't an audition that we went to. We started the group, and then we got signed. We got ourselves signed, and we kind of went through the process on our own and created the group on our own. Although there's nothing wrong with being a part of a group that's put together. The Backstreet Boys, NSYNC, O-Town, those guys are all talented guys. I mean, they were good and sold a lot of records and toured the world and had a lot of success for a reason. It's because they're all ultra talented guys. But we didn't have the luxury of having a guy that told us how to act or how to dance or what to sing and media training and all that stuff. So we were kind of flying by the seat of our pants.
Which, I mean, you guys are really genuine. Looking at the older interviews of you guys, and you guys, not to say anything about anybody else, but you guys are just not robotic.
Yep.
In these interviews that we saw.
Well, I hope not. Yeah, and I don't know if that's good or bad. I mean, we certainly certainly learned as we went along, right? And to me, the experience was genuine for me as well. So we weren't prepped on what to expect, or it was literally like, okay, you guys aren't famous today, and boom, right? Pretty much, because we kicked it around and drove around and sort of did a lot of grassroots promotion on our own. before TRL came out. So we had a whole another record out with a song called Invisible Man that we put out, and you know, the people didn't have any visuals to put with our group because MTV wasn't in our video, and our label didn't want people to see what we looked like. They wanted people to think we were an urban group. So it was kind of hard for us in the beginning because we were out there trying to get recognized. We had a hit song on the radio, but there was, you know, no connect with the public, you know, connection with the public. And then TRL, of course, changed it. When our video, Because of You, came out, it was in high rotation on TRL and all that stuff, and people could see what we looked like and put faces to the music, then it was a whole new thing, you know.
Man, and you had just mentioned Invisible Man. You know, what was it like having to break through the charts with that song?
Well, it was great. I mean, look, it's one of my favorite songs that we got a chance to record. It was the first song we recorded when we got signed, and in my mind, maybe one of the best ones. I mean, it's certainly not the most popular one nowadays. Years later, like I Do Cherish You is much more popular, or The Hardest Thing, or Because of You. But that song is just a well-written song. These guys in Canada, Sean and Dane, they wrote it. And, you know, originally I think it was meant for, you know, I think All For One they had given it to, and Boyz II Men had passed on it. And so they, you know, Andre Harrell, who's now passed, you know, he passed away this last year. He's the guy who signed us and gave us a break. He heard the song and was like, this would be perfect for you guys. And upon first listen on the demo, we knew it was going to be a hit. We were like, wow, this is great. And we'd be honored to sing the song. And it was a real blessing for us to get that as our first song. And, you know, it's certainly wonderful to hear it on the radio for the first time and all that good stuff. So,
man, that's amazing. That's cool. Caleb and I talk about this a lot, and it goes back to what you said at the beginning. You know, having male fans like us, the way we see it is a good song is a good song, plain and simple. I don't care who sings it. I don't care what genre it is. Good music, and Caleb says a lot to a lot of our guests. If it makes you feel a certain way, if it moves your emotions, that's a hit right there.
That's it. I mean, that's what it's all about, right? You have to be comfortable enough to, you know, embrace the way it makes you feel, right? Whether, like I said, whether a guy's singing it or a girl or a group, it shouldn't matter, right? If it makes you feel good, it makes you, it elicits emotion out of you and draws something out of you, then the song's doing its job, right?
Oh yes.
We couldn't have said it better. Hey, Jeff, we got to take a short 1-minute break for our sponsors, but I want to talk about your first tour as soon as we come back. Guys, this is Manscaped. What's up, guys? Matthew from the Frickin' Frack Show here. This tournament season, take care of yourself with the best tools for the job. We're talking about our sponsors, Manscaped, the global leader in men grooming from head to toe. When that clock winds down in March, be clutch and avoid the upset with Manscaped's Performance Package. Manscaped is trusted by over 2 million men worldwide. Join the Manscaped movement and start taking care of yourself today with 20% off and free shipping by going to manscaped.com and using our code FRICKINFRACK for our exclusive offer. Guys, your bracket's not supposed to be perfect, but with the Manscaped Performance Package, you can be confident that you are. I used to get nicks and razor burn with all the traditional razors. That was until we partnered with Manscaped. Now I get that perfect trim with Manscaped's Performance Package, which is the ultimate men's hygiene bundle and the #1 overall seed this season. Get the Performance Package now and get 2 free gifts, the Manscaped Boxers and the Shed Travel Bag. My personal favorite, it's the Boxers. Your purchase goes towards a good cause in the Testicular Cancer Society to bring awareness to testicular cancer, men's health, and early cancer detection. Get 20% off and free shipping with code FRICKANDFRACK at manscaped.com. That's 20% off with free shipping at manscaped.com when you use our code FRICKANDFRACK. When things get hairy, make sure you call on Manscaped to come in clutch this season. I'm not going to lie, Jeff. I love that. I love that video.
Yeah.
I'm crying right now.
It's you know, you gotta love Manscaped. Good stuff. Awesome.
Oh, absolutely. Jeff, let's talk about your guys' first tour that you guys opened up with Janet Jackson. Being on tour with an icon like her, that, I mean, it had to have helped tremendously. Can you share any advice or what it was like to be on tour with somebody like that?
Well, if we were actually on tour with her, I could give you some advice.
Oh,
we didn't tour with her. No, we did a couple of shows with her. We didn't tour with her. We did a show in Hawaii, and I think we were supposed to do one other show another time with her, but we didn't tour with her. But The interaction we had with her was amazing. Of course, it's an honor. Look, I grew up listening to Janet Jackson, and she's a massive star and a legend. So it was an honor for us to perform and share the stage with her. Of course, I mean, I think we performed in Hawaii for the first time with her, so it was really, really cool.
That is amazing, man. She's such an icon. It's just gotta change the way that you guys go about things, knowing, even if it was just once. I mean, you opened up for Janet Jackson.
Yeah, of course. I mean, we were fortunate enough to do a lot of those kinds of things in our careers, and in our career, and you never really get used to it. And again, we didn't take it for granted. We got to perform with Stevie Wonder on a song. We got to do a song with Mariah Carey and Joe, and perform for Michael Jackson on his 25th anniversary special, and the list goes on and on and on.
Man.
I mean, it's just a lot of things that that you would only dream of. Getting a chance to do one of those things, let alone for us to have been able to do those things, a lot of those things, and to continue to do them, this many years later. So
that's amazing.
One thing I want to talk about is let's talk about a little Dead 7.
Okay, awesome.
Okay, so it's one of the best. As a boy band fan or massive fan, there's probably at least 15 people we just love in this movie. Can you tell us your experience on the set, of shooting it?
Yeah, it was the best ever. I mean, look, we're talking about performing with Michael Jackson, and all these other great, sort of whimsical experiences. And then you've got Dead 7, which is like a B movie on the Sci-Fi Channel. That's like in one of the top for me, only because. Look, obviously we didn't take ourselves seriously,
Yeah.
It's sort of a fun experience in that, we had gotten to open up or we had gotten to share the stage with, a lot of these guys on radio shows. Right. But you kind of see them in passing. You never really get to hang out with them. And, everybody's going to different cities at different times and you're always on the go. And you get to know people a little bit, but you don't, with this one, we were in Butte, Montana, which was beautiful, a beautiful place. And in the middle of nowhere though, and there's nothing to do. All there is to do is sit around in the Comfort Inn or whatever hotel, the one hotel or two hotels they had there in the city, and sit around and drink and just screw around. So, that's how we got to know each other a lot better. And, we just had a blast on it. The script was changed hourly. And so, we're all pretty type A with what we want to do. And you have to be in this business. You got to be perfect or try to be perfect and always be on. With that, you had no choice. There's no being perfect with the script in Dead 7. I mean, literally, they give you the lines the night before, and then they'd come around and change it like an hour before. And then, on the set, the director would go, "Give me your lines." And I have in my back, stuffed in my back pocket. And you're not going to do this now. You're going to do this now. And so, it really kept you on your toes. But, it was a lot of fun. We just had a blast with it. And again, you said, not just the boy bands, but, all kinds of, one of the guys from Art from Everclear is in it, and John Cicada, and just a bunch of random stars, all kind of thrown into something together that just was an overall great experience. Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Man, we're so glad you were a part of that, Jeff. We talk about icons, and to us, that movie's packed full of icons, man.
That's right. Guys. My role was iconic. I mean, just think, what would have happened had I not been in that movie? It would have just flopped. Right?
It wouldn't have made it. It wouldn't have made it to Sci-Fi.
All the awards it won. Because
I think it got a couple Razzies, didn't it? No.
We would have been happy with that. A Razzie, that would have been some acknowledgement.
That's an award.
That's right.
That's an award. That's recognition for your work.
That's right. Our master thespian, our artwork that we put forth on the celluloid.
That's a perfect word for it, man. Artwork. I love it.
That's right.
How long were you on set?
I think it was 10 days or something like that. I think originally it was supposed to be 7, and then, it ended up being 10, maybe a little longer. But yeah, it was fun. It went by fast. I mean, we had a blast.
Yeah. Something that we talked about and we want to bring up, after 98 Degrees and Rising went platinum, you guys seem to have stayed grounded, right? You still stayed humbled. what is it about guys like you and your guys' group? How did you manage to stay who you are and who true to yourself?
Well, look, I think, yeah, true to your heart. I like that. See, I see what you did there. No, I think a lot of it has to do with how you're raised. You know what I mean? So, and again, even if you're raised the right way, which the four of us, we feel our parents really kind of kept us grounded and kind of gave us the tools necessary, the resources necessary, how to go forth in life and achieve success while, remaining appreciative of other people and treating others like we want to be treated and whatnot, and working really hard. I mean, I think that's the formula. And although we were prepared, that way by our folks, you're never quite prepared for what the entertainment business is going to throw your way. And you can lose sight of things and get, sort of off track a little bit naturally because it gets crazy, right? I mean, anything you want is right there at your disposal, right there at your fingertips. And you can buy into the hype if you want, and people will be right there to tell you what you want to hear. But ultimately, that that's not going to lead to long-term success. And, it's very important to create good relationships with everybody you come across, whether there's someone that can help you with your career or not. Right. So for us, it was, treat everybody like you want to be treated, treat everybody as if they're on the same level and with respect. And, we feel like, that's probably, look, we feel like we're a talented group, of course, and, think we're great and musicians and whatnot. But, we also are aware that there are a lot more talented people that are more talented than you out there. Right. So, I think the reason that we're still able to do this many years later is because we were approachable by the fans. We did treat people with respect in the industry, and again, didn't take it for granted. I think that's really, really important. Because you can lose sight easily of the reality. It's really, really easy to get distorted pretty quickly. So,
and one thing I want to say is, we've spoken to a lot of fans about you guys. We kind of heard their experience of the concerts, of attending your concerts, and every single person, I mean it, every single person says Jeff Timmons is the sweetest.
Oh, that's really nice.
Like, I'm not even joking. Every single person is either Jeff or 98 completely. Like everybody. We had someone actually message us last night to say, thanks for choosing me and my friends to go on stage. It was our greatest memory. We love y'all, Samantha from Biloxi.
Yeah. Oh, well, that's great. And Samantha, thank you. I appreciate that. Those things are as fun for us as they are for the fans, because look, you do the shows and at times when you're on tour, you do them every night. And sometimes, back in the day, we would do multiple shows a day in different cities. And so, and of course you always love performing because it's always new to the audience that's there to watch you. But for us, it keeps things exciting for us, right? Bringing people up on stage and seeing their reactions and hearing things like that. That means the world to us, because it means that it created a memory for someone, and that's what makes what we do really unique and cool. Especially that's our job. Our job is to get up and sing songs and get people to smile, right, and create memories for them. That's a pretty kick-ass job.
And especially when it comes down to you guys doing it, and continuing to do it every single night. And I know, whenever people have jobs and people go to work, there's times where they don't, it's just not a good day. And I'm sure you've had those days along with everybody else where, you're not feeling it, or it's just, something happened, just some kind of difficulty. But you continue every single night, giving that 100% energy.
Well, and I think part of it is we're lucky to do it, right? So of course, we're human beings, and we all have our ups and downs and bad days, and some days you're just off, right? It's just not clicking. But for us, it's also an escape. It's an escape for us too. And getting up there and performing, you can have the worst of days, right? And you could go, man, I just don't feel like doing it today. I don't have the energy today. But once you get up there and on stage, and you feel this massive amount of energy, positive energy from a group of people, you can't help but kind of get caught, sort of drift into the good vibes of all that stuff. So even on your worst days, it's not too hard to get up there and perform.
That's awesome.
Well, I'm glad you recognize that. I I hope that, you know, people of your fame see it, and I know you do, but even a retweet coming on this podcast, you guys are changing lives, Jeff. Like that girl that messaged us, I'm telling you, Caleb read it exactly how it was wrote. That's a life-changing experience for somebody, and I'm glad you recognize it, man.
Oh yeah, and, you know, you don't think about that. When I started the group, I didn't think I was going to change people's lives. I was a college kid that wanted to meet girls. You know, a cool way to meet girls, and I'm kind of good at it, singing. You know, so you know this could be cool. Oh yeah, you can make money too. Oh wow, all right. You know, but you know what? You grow up. You know, you grow up and you grow into it, and you understand it's a business. And then when people start telling you things that you never expected to happen. You know, that was tunnel vision when I started the group, but get girls, get famous, make money, you know, but when people start coming up to you and going, oh, you know, your song means a lot to me, and here's why. I was in a coma and my mom would play the song over and over again. And I'm like, wow. I mean, I would have never expected that. Or, you know, this is a song that I proposed to my wife to, or I walked down the aisle to, or I sang to her at our wedding, or when we got engaged, this happened, or, you know, it just goes on and on. Or not to mention all the things and you know, the luxury we had to work with people with the Make-A-Wish Foundation and all these charity foundations. You know, wow, you know, look, you know, God or the universe put me here for bigger reasons than I ever fathomed or imagined. So, you know, you really don't know the impact that it makes until you start seeing this happen again and again and again. And then you're like, wow, you know, and people were like, wow, you know, it's not that profound what you're doing. You just get up there and singing songs. Well, you know, maybe so, right? And so you should kind of, you know, take it lightly and all that stuff. But when people come up to you and say, hey, you know, this song meant something to me at a time that I was going through, having a struggle, you know, so that's a nice bonus for us to be able to have that sort of impact.
Yeah, man. I mean, just think about the memories that you're making right now, you know, for just somebody as simple as Caleb and I. This is a memory that we'll remember for the rest of our lives. My kids, my kids are watching this right now. They're 7.
I appreciate that. I mean, I don't think what you guys are doing is simple. I think what you're doing is really, really cool. And like you said, I mean, you're doing the same thing yourself, right? A pandemic was rough. Everybody, it turned the world on its head in a minute, and everybody was losing. You know, a lot of people were losing work, and everybody had to shift and pivot and do different things. And so, you know, this brought some levity to that, right? You kind of put your podcast together and gave people an escape. And you know, I commend you for what you're doing. Yeah, you know, you guys aren't little. You guys are cool. You're doing cool things, right, with this.
Thank you, Jeff. That means a lot to us, man. You have no idea. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
So you had brought up about starting the group. I'm going to backtrack here a little bit, and then we want to talk about your single next that you released. How did this group come together? I mean, that's a simple question for me to ask, but I'm sure it's not that simple for you.
Well, I mean, it is pretty simple. I started the group in college with some friends that I actually went to high school with that I didn't even know sing. We were there. Some girls asked us to sing. We sang an a cappella version of My Girl. They liked it. It sounded good. And I was like, that's it. I'm done. I'm going to go be a singer. You know, I was about to graduate. And, you know, much to my parents' dismay, I didn't finish school and, you know, picked up and really focused on this, believed in it, went to LA. Of course, you heard the story about us singing backstage. And you know, the original guys I was with, they missed Ohio, the small town we're from. They quit. And, you know, I ended up meeting a guy that went to school with Nick. The guy played me a tape of Nick and Justin in this, you know, sort of a cover band, and that performed in bars. And I heard Nick's voice and just fell in love with it, just like so many millions of people have. Yeah. And I was, you know, got him on the phone and told him a bunch of lies that I had going on in LA, and I didn't. And he came out. I tricked him in LA, and he brought his best buddy and his brother with him. So, you know, it ended up working out, and you know, it was something that was definitely meant to be for us. And you know, I don't have one regret. I feel so blessed to have for it to have happened that way, because when those original guys quit, I was devastated. We were in LA, and you know, a lot of people were paying attention to us, and I was like, man, what am I going to do? Start over? And I was like, yeah, start over. You know, start over. And so I got rewarded for sticking it out by, you know, being able to have the luxury of, you know, creating something wonderful with the, you know, the Lachey brothers and Justin. So, you know, it ended up being cool.
Well, we're glad you stuck with it, Jeff. So
Yeah, it was all because of that one little lie.
yeah, yeah.
I've got all this going on. Come on out. We're about to do the record deal.
Man, well, they must have been really disappointed, huh?
Well, no, I mean, what happened was, I did have a list of people that I had met, but one by one, that whole list, all of a sudden, those guys weren't around, right? This guy from Sony 550 and this other producer that was producing us, and they were like, nah, we're not going to do it. That kind of music's not popular right now. So, I didn't really lie to them. I actually did think that we had something fun. But, it ended up being okay.
Yeah, it paid
That's
off.
Amazing. Yeah. You had released your solo album, right? And something that Caleb and I always talk about with our guest is the writing experience. And apparently my research has been wrong up to this point, so bear with me.
There's a lot of stuff that it's hard to find the right stuff out there. I think you're doing great.
So you had wrote and arranged the entire album, right? I'm sure you had co-writers, but I mean, for the most part, this was you.
And you can tell because it's just not that good. So
come on,
that was my first foray into doing everything myself. So I really, really enjoyed the part I liked the best about all of it was the studio stuff. Sitting in the studio, and we had some really great producers. We were fortunate enough to work with, especially this duo out of Sweden. This guy Anders Bagg and this guy Antor Birgersson. And, they were just amazing to watch. And we got to work with a number of other great ones, but they were my favorites. And they were just wizards in the studio. And so, I wanted to do some of the stuff that they were doing. So I would sit there and be perched over their shoulders in all the sessions, watching all the stuff that they did. And I'm sure I was annoying them, but I wanted to learn how to get good at it. And so, look, when this scene started to taper off in the early 2000s, music changed again and leaned more and more toward rock and hip hop, with the exception of people like Justin Timberlake and Britney. They sort of transcended, and Christina. And I was like, I want to do this. And so that for that album, Whisper That Way, I did most of the production myself. I had a couple musicians on it, and I had a couple co-writers on it, but did most of it myself. And I did it out of my house and I didn't have all the right equipment and stuff. And I'm not making excuses, but I wasn't that great at it. But I did want to see if I could create something on my own. And so I'm proud of the album. I think I'm much better at it now. And that's what happens with practice and experience. You naturally, hopefully, get better, this many years later. But it was a great experience for me, just, putting in the work, right? Putting in the work to learn that part of the craft, understanding the effort that goes into producing the album outside of just being a singer on the tracks, and then, arranging the stuff and playing around with sounds and different programs. And I just geeked out on that whole thing, and so much that I never left it. Even if I wasn't putting out records and all that stuff, I sit in the studio and I'm always forever working on music, whether it goes anywhere or doesn't, so I just love that whole process.
And that's the thing. Whenever, you can go into a studio and go into a sound booth and record, but when you actually do the behind the scenes stuff, you have a bigger appreciation of the work that goes to it, to making that one song that y'all went into a booth and just recorded.
Right. And that's a process too. Recording's a tedious process because, you do the take after take and you want to make sure it's perfect. So, of course I knew that part and know that, the difficulty level of that, but certainly the part that goes into like producing the record, arranging the record, writing the record, then you talk about all the other elements of the business where people are, out there promoting the record and going to radio stations with the record, and then going to distribution, and back then it was retail stores, and and so you gain an appreciation for all facets of the business and realize the odds of having that kind of success and are pretty rare, because you're going to have a collective team that sort of is organized and shares the same vision and effort and work ethic that you share. So it's the chances of you becoming successful as a musician or one thing, or as an artist, recording artist, one thing. But then there are these other parts that have to fall into place for you too and have to work. So
it's a process.
No question.
I'm blessed to have a podcast partner like Caleb, man, that knows the in and outs of editing and recording. And,
I do a lot of stuff. I'm
serious.
I'm not the greatest, but
we started this we started this on cell phones, Jeff. So Caleb has brought us quite a ways.
See,
so
you can see my hand in high definition.
Yeah, I love it. Well, look, I mean, I love the fact, usually I have my mic set up so you guys wouldn't have to be using my computer mic. I do these on my mic, but I had something right before this and didn't have time to get it all set up. I had, nowadays it's Zoom after Zoom after Zoom. No, but I can appreciate the production, and StreamYard's a fantastic tool. I mean, they've really sort of kind of set precedent for, the everyday guy to be able to do it. And, you can separate the audio and mix things a little bit. And they've added the video component to it. So I really think it's a cool program.
Yeah, I think really StreamYard is the reason why we're doing this. I mean, we can always use Zoom, but I find StreamYard's quality is a bit more better, and we pay for the more premium version to have different things, and it works out great, man.
Yeah, it's definitely a cool platform for sure.
Yeah.
So Jeff, we've talked for 50 minutes about 98 Degrees. Now, what Caleb and I are very excited about, comic books, Jeff. Comic books.
Oh, okay. Let's talk about that. Cool.
Yes. Let's do this, man. You're writing one.
First of all,
so I'm not writing one, but go ahead, Caleb. I'll explain to you what it is.
Okay. First of all, we as fans must know: did you sit down and watch the Snyder Cut?
I have not. What is that?
Oh, Jeff.
Oh my goodness, Jeff. We should probably. We can't edit this out. This is live.
I'm gonna write it down. So it's called the Snyder Cut.
Yeah, it's the new Justice League 4-hour version of Zack Snyder's true Warner Brothers vision.
I heard about that. I will watch that.
As a comic book fan, I am disappointed, Jeff.
Look, the comic book thing, my posts that I keep posting. So the comic book writers are not writing for a comic book. They're writing for a different project altogether. And I can't really explain to you what it is. But the partners I'm working on with it, there's a music component, but there's also a writing component that they specifically are requiring comic book writers because of the project that we're working on. They want that specific type of writer to aid in this project. And I wish I could tell you more, but it's a
pretty
very,
interesting.
very interesting project that incorporates a lot of technology and a really interesting storyline for the characters that are involved with the project. And that's all. I'm not trying to be mysterious about it. I just can't talk about it.
Oh, it's fine. It's a tease. The fans want a tease.
Yeah, but the comic book writers are essential to the project. So I mean,
cool.
The group I'm with are hiring these guys and gals left and right. So it's been an interesting project, and it's been an interesting process for me to get to know these writers, because that's an altogether different part of entertainment, right? That's a whole other, they're a whole other bit of interesting. Musicians are interesting, producers are interesting, and now I'm getting to get to know television and movie writers. But this is my first foray into getting to know comic book writers, and they're very eccentric and different as well.
We're definitely looking forward to that secret project of yours that you won't tell us about.
But yes, and we're still, weekly, we're still auditioning these writers and hiring these writers for this project. So it's going to be a big project. I'd say probably in the next 5 or 6 months, you'll know all about it. So
we could wait. It's all right.
So what exactly?
Say it again.
I said I'll give you guys the exclusive when
there we go. World exclusive.
So what exactly are you looking for, Jeff? Are you looking for artists? Are you looking for writers? If anybody's watching, just writers.
Yes, they're all set with the graphic designers for the project. It's really the writers. Yeah, the guys that can write the storylines, the character bibles, the backstories for this interesting thing that they're putting together.
Wow, and that's exciting. That's exciting. We'll look for the direct messages for you so we can do a frickin' frack exclusive.
No doubt. Got it.
We got a bunch of fan questions. Caleb, do you want to lead this one off, my man?
Yeah. I'm gonna try to get one that you haven't heard before. Okay.
There you go.
Okay.
I don't know if this will work, but yeah. So let's talk about your most embarrassing moment on stage with.
Oh gosh, there are a lot of those. Okay. I'd say the most embarrassing of all is Jerry. I'm a big football fan. Jerry Rice is a legendary football Hall of Fame wide receiver. And we were doing this thing for the NFL and United Way that, we were on stage singing kind of like a We Are the World thing with football players and other acts. Destiny's Child was there. Next, us, Brian McKnight, Isaac Hayes, and the list goes on. And a bunch of these football players. And the song was called We're All in This Together. And we were on risers, right? So you're on risers where you're standing on different levels on risers on the stage. And Jerry Rice was on the riser behind me. And I was like, oh my God, Jerry Rice is back there. I got to say what's up. And Nick is like, don't do it. Right? I'm like, I got to say what's up. I keep looking at him. He's kind of like, smiling. Probably like, this guy's really weird. And then I was like, all right. So I turned around to go shake his hand. And there was a space in between his riser and my riser. And so I fell right off the stage into a pit. Just literally disappeared. Boom. And I smacked my arm on the way down and made this loud boom. And everybody, you can hear a pin drop for like 1 second. And then the whole place erupted in laughter. And so I was mortified. I had to like climb up and look at all these people and then get back on stage. And then, was totally embarrassed. There was no place to hide. And then, afterwards, I was kind of like sitting in the dressing room, just like afraid to show my face. And I got a knock at the door, and Jerry Rice came in. He was like, "Hey, man, nice to meet you." So I thought that was a classy move on his part.
You got to meet Jerry.
I got to meet him. Yeah,
you got to meet him.
Mission
accomplished.
Cool. And of course, I should have listened to my bandmates and didn't do it. But yeah, so that was pretty embarrassing.
That sounds pretty bad, man.
That is terrible.
But you got to meet Jerry Rice.
Biting the dust in front of one of your idols. Yeah, that's not.
Man.
Jeff, if you could cover any song in the world to have recorded, what song? I guess what's your go-to song? What would you like to have recorded as a cover?
Man, I don't know. As a group, I think I'd love to do One Sweet Day. Although Boyz II Men and Mariah Carey killed it so much. I mean, you can't. That's really tough to do, because you would hate to not do the song justice. But me personally, I like the song More Than Words by Extreme. I think Frankie J might have done it, but that's just a really well written song. I love that one. It's a classic.
And one thing that comes to mind real quick is you guys, with your shows, for those who haven't been to a show, now me and Matt have never been to one of your shows. We just haven't had that privilege yet. But hopefully, as soon as this everything opens back up, we'll absolutely be there. But one thing about you guys like go with the times. Like I was watching a video the other day, and you guys are singing "Let It Go" from Frozen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, to me, that's the coolest thing ever.
Yeah.
We try to, look, we try to give a great performance and do the best we can and always bring it every night, full of energy. For us, we sing a lot of ballads, right? So,
sure.
You don't want to bore the audience, so you want to make it exciting. So we try to infuse humor into it and, show a little bit of our personalities, certainly get the audience to participate. And we do modern covers and, do a lot of things to try to engage the audience, right? Because, even though we were blessed to have a whole catalog of great love songs and ballads, that's not always the formula for a great live show, right? So
Sure.
we try to mix it up and try to keep it exciting. And we love to bring our best into the show so people leave excited about it and surprised. A lot of people were always, wow, we thought it was going to be, you guys sitting on the stools the entire time singing love songs. And, we like to keep the energy up. Yep, make it fresh.
Man, you guys have worked with people like Stevie Wonder. You opened up for Janet. What's a dream? This is a question from one of our dear friends, Bridget. Bridget, we love you. What is a dream collaboration? Maybe not just for 98 Degrees, but you personally, Jeff.
Well, there's so many young, talented artists out there. I like to keep my ear to the ground. I love to pluck around the studio, as I talked about earlier. So I listen to all contemporary music and music all over the world. But, some of the most talented guys are out now. I mean, I love Bruno Mars. He's an amazing, versatile singer. He's incredible. And, of course, we love Brian McKnight from back in the day, Boys to Men. Got to perform with Stevie. Ed Sheeran's just a wonderful singer and just a talented songwriter. And then you've got girls like Ariana Grande who can sing, and Taylor Swift that can sing and write. And, I mean, it's just a great time for music. I know a lot of people are like, oh, music isn't as good as it was, and like whatever. Music is great at any time. You can always find talent and talented performers and people that are great songwriters out there. So the list goes on and on and on for folks I'd love to collaborate. I love Neo. I think he's a brilliant songwriter.
Me too.
So and hey, one of these days maybe we'll do something with Backstreet, right, or NSYNC.
Let's go. Let's go.
Hey, you guys can bring NSYNC back.
Yeah, you never know, right? Wouldn't that be cool? An NSYNC Backstreet 98 Degrees tour. That'd be something.
You guys had done some work with New Kids.
Yeah. I mean, just again, another. Although they're from a different era, they were talking about guys that still bring it on stage. I mean, just an amazing, high energy show. Great group of guys. Their fans adore them. In fact, my wife.
They're crazy.
My wife's a fan of New Kids and not of 98 Degrees. So there you go, right? We were on tour with them. She was excited to see the New Kids more than us, I think.
How do you guys work?
Well, look, I think that's why we work, right? She wasn't just a fan of mine or the group's, right? She was just a regular, beautiful person that, I ended up falling in love with, and didn't have anything, hopefully, to do with 98 Degrees. So.
Oh, that's how it works, man.
Nothing at all.
No, I don't know. I'm going to convince myself that.
Nope, that's man. You gotta. Like I found somebody that was completely opposite of me, man, and it clicks. Once it's crazy.
That's it.
It does. Shout out.
Yeah, shout out. Well, Jeff, what's your favorite Backstreet Boys song?
Oh man, so many of them.
That's how we feel.
Oh man, it's really hard to pick one of them. I like I'll Never Break Your Heart. I like that one a lot. I Want It That Way is great. Incomplete's good. There are so many good songs they've got. It's pretty crazy.
So I want to talk about something that's really cool and very important to you and to your fans. That you're a family man.
Yeah. I mean, look. Yeah. I mean, family's first, right?
Absolutely.
I think that you need family to stay grounded. Right. But it was all, ever since I was a little kid, I wanted to have a big family. It's just something my family growing up was great. And, just always wanted to have kids. I adore my kids. They're all very unique and special and talented and good people and great individuals that I'm proud of. And, I've been blessed and fortunate to have had, I have 5 kids. We have a blended family. I have 5 kids. Wow. And so, I've had the luxury of being around these, different personalities that are now 22 all the way down to 9.
Oh, man.
That's awesome, man.
It's been great.
And so when it comes down to it, first of all, I want to say when I went to see New Kids on the Block about 4.5 or 5 years ago for the first time, they inspired me to get myself in better shape. I went through a period where I was overweight. I just had a really hard time. And after 3 months of seeing New Kids, I lost over 100 pounds. I was like, if these men can, who are, late 30s at the time, if they can be in this kind of shape, I should be better and do it. And you're a prime example, because I don't know if we as fans have ever seen you out of shape.
Oh, I've been out of shape.
Come on.
Yeah, there have been times when I'm out of shape.
It just seems like it's important to you, though.
It is. I try to keep up with it. Certainly, look, part of this business is people expect you to look a certain way. And I was talking about this in an interview earlier, because, some people are like, well, why is he always working out and, flexing his muscles? Well, look, there are a lot of reasons. First and foremost, we are still in front of the scenes. We still tour a lot. I still do stuff on the camera all the time. So, unfortunately, and fortunately, depending on who you ask, you have to look good. People look at your appearance first, right? Above your talent and your charisma, they always look at you first. So they're expecting you to look a certain way. That's one. But also, for me, it's important to look good and feel good so I can be productive, right? And have the right, mind, body, spirit, physiology, all that connects, right? And, I like to work. I spend very little time sleeping, which probably isn't good, but I like to be productive and creative and have a lot of different things that I'm working on. And if you don't take care of your body, you can meditate, take care of your mind, you can eat the right stuff, but you got to take care of your body. It's the vehicle you've been given, right? So,
Absolutely.
you have to take care of it like you're taking care of tuning up a car. And so for me, I'm on the go a lot and doing a lot of things. And, I feel it's important to stay in the best shape that I possibly can.
Well, yeah, I mean, dude, you do a great job. I mean, for me, like you said, it's important to stay in shape. And I mean, I'm not anywhere near you, buddy. Like I don't have.
Losing 100 pounds is unreal. So, if you don't mind me asking, what did you change up to?
I started doing keto. Actually, I started doing keto.
That works, right?
Same thing for Matt as well. Matt, how much have you lost?
147 pounds.
Oh my gosh! So you guys have both lost a grip of weight. Yeah. So I started doing, a variation of keto, which was the Atkins diet in the mid '90s. And so when we got signed, we lived in New York. We moved from LA to New York, and I started feeling depressed and down, and I didn't know why. We had a record deal, and our music was going to come out. And I didn't know what was wrong with me. I to the point where I went and saw a doctor, and the doctor said, what are you eating? And I said, well, I'm eating, a pound of spaghetti every day. We just got signed, so we didn't have any money yet. So I'm eating a pound of spaghetti, and I'm eating like 12 honey buns, right? The cakes. He's like, that's going to kill you. And he sent me to take this glucose tolerance test, which is, for a couple of hours, you drink this sugary drink, and they measure your blood sugar levels. And I had really low blood sugar, very hypoglycemic. And so he said, look, this is bad for your mind because your brain is not being fueled. So he put me on the Atkins diet, which is a low carb, high protein diet. Keto is more fat and high protein and even lower carb, which I've been on keto forever. But that diet changed my life in a matter of weeks. And so, since like 1995, I haven't strayed from that diet. Occasionally I'll take some breaks, but I really have been very strict on that diet. And it gives you a lot of energy, as you guys know, right?
Yeah.
And people are like, you need carbs for energy. No. So.
It's like, for me, I'll have a slice of pizza every now and then. I'll have a burger every now and then. It's very rare, but putting that back into my body, like the bread and things like that, it changes me. But whenever I first go back into it, like about 9 days later, all those cravings for sugar, for all these things that I my body would normally want, it goes away completely.
Yeah, that's right. And a lot of people, it's that 9 days to the 14 days, right? It's that sort of it's that sugar withdrawal that most people, they can't kick it, so they drop off the diet, right? They're like, oh, I feel tired, I feel like I got
a headache.
Flu. Yeah, it's called the keto flu. But if you can just kind of get past that part, I don't crave it either. If you go into my cupboards here with all these kids, it looks like a Hostess factory in my kitchen. So look, and I have a good friend that comes in. He's like, I don't know how you do it. I just don't have the cravings for it either. And if I do, I'll get like a low carb bar or something like that.
Yeah.
A
Quest bar. Shout out to Quest if you need to sponsor somebody.
From Quest after this. So that's
your
next for your commercial now. Next time it's Quest.
There you go, buddy. There you go. Jeff, we've kept you over in an hour, man, and we apologize, but we got 2 things left to ask you. All right.
Sure.
So the next one is what's coming up next for Jeff and or 98 Degrees.
Well, I appreciate you asking. For me, as devastating as COVID has been for everybody, and certainly we hate the pandemic. For me, I've seen it as a time to pivot and work on a lot of different things. So I have a documentary that I'm working on coming out, which is very interesting. And, an unscripted show, possibly a game show, and really developing a couple of cool tech platforms. And one of those technology things has to do with those comic book writers and characters, things that are really, really cool. So it's been a time that I've been, sort of, I've seen it as a luxury to give me the chance to work on things. Certainly, I wish no harm. I wish the pandemic didn't happen, but I saw it as an opportunity to work on other things. So a lot of that stuff coming out. And then, look, the group is going to get back on the road and start doing shows again, hopefully be doing some new music and have a couple of other cool projects. I really appreciate you asking.
Yeah, man. Let us know and shoot us some dates. And Caleb and I, maybe that's where we'll meet. Is that at 98 Degrees and then go to a Backstreet Boy concert after that. Let us know
Well,
where
look,
you're
I got
going to
you
be.
guys covered. I mean, you let me know, and I'll make sure you get tickets and passes. You just hit me up.
Thank you
I
so
love
much,
this
man.
gig. I love this gig.
I know,
Caleb.
because everybody's so and that's what I do want to say on air as well. Is like whenever I reached out to you, and you were like, "Absolutely, let's do it." Yeah. I mean,
I appreciate the opportunity. Certainly, it gives us a chance to talk about what we're doing, and anytime I can support, especially two guys that like boy bands and do podcasts, I'm like, I need to get on this show.
Yeah, man.
So again, continued success to you guys, and anytime you need me for anything, I'm always around.
Absolutely,
can't wait, man. I can't wait to go to a show, man. Jeff, we gotta ask you, can you take us out? Can you do our outro? This is the Frickin' Frack Show, a podcast for the fans, by the fans.
Yep, this is the Frickin' Frack Show, a podcast for the fans, by the fans.
Jeff, we love you, buddy. Thank you so much for doing this.
Thank you guys too. Thanks a lot. See you soon.
Thanks, guys.
See you soon, buddy.
See ya.
Hey guys, it's Caleb here from the Frickin' Frack Show. Today we're going to go ahead and talk about one of our sponsors, G&J Curbside. G&J is a business in Morgan State, Louisiana that's been providing for the community for many, many years. They provide food, alcohol, necessities, and many other things that's needed. G&J is also a provider for the offshore communities. G&J also provides outreach and support with sponsoring events and doing anything it can to make the city a better place. To place an order or look at the inventory of what they have, you guys can visit gjcurbside.com. They provide curbside, but we also want to note they also deliver to homes as well if needed. We want to give a huge shout out to Mr. Eric Lynn for giving us the time and sponsoring us. We truly appreciate the love and support from G&J. Guys, again, gjcurbside.com. Please support them and lend them a hand. They do a lot for this community, and we truly love and appreciate them.
I do.
Oh, man. You're my sunshine out through the rain. Oh, yeah, they do that. Yeah, in the end.
Yeah, what an episode, Caleb.
Guys, as y'all can see, this was a super, super packed episode. Incredible. It was so much fun.
Yeah, man. He's such a nice dude.
Wow, man. Guys, thank y'all for staying with us. Thank you guys for participating. We were reading the comments as they came, but as you guys saw, it was a very, very packed episode. And shout out to Mr. Jeff. That was just so cool, man.
Hey, we get to go to a show, bro.
We get to go to a show. Man, we might be like the ones like on the stage doing this. Come on, everybody.
Yep. So Caleb will sing, and I'll attempt to do the Kevin, like, baby, I know you love me.
I know you're hurting. What's going on, guys? How's everybody doing tonight?
Dude, we got another jam-packed episode tomorrow morning at 11 o'clock Central Time, buddy.
Tomorrow morning, guys, we're going to be celebrating the Frickin' Frack Show 1 year anniversary with our friend Andy.
Yeah, man.
And Andy, incredible.
Andy works with all sorts of cool people, and one of the big ones that we want to talk about big time is Danny Wood. And what's he from, Caleb?
He's from New Kids on the Block.
Step by step, ooh, baby.
Oh, yeah. How's everybody doing, guys? If this is your first episode, if this is the first time you guys are here with us, we are the Frickin' Frack Show, and we do this every single week. And
yes, sir.
This is a podcast for the fans, but we just wanted to tell you guys, thank you guys so much for tuning in tonight. And those who are coming tomorrow, it's going to be an early episode instead of a late night episode. So we're really excited about seeing you guys tomorrow.
Yeah. Hey, so Vicky, I think you know Vicky, right? She's a good fan of the show.
She's my girlfriend.
She's a good fan of the show. She wants to know how many that are still in here. How many of this was your first episode watching the Frickin' Frack Show? What'd you guys think?
Yes. What did you guys think of the interview? That was pretty amazing.
It's just like talking to you, dude. It was so crazy.
Yeah. Yes.
Tell Caleb
Oh, that's
my
your
mom.
that's my name.
My mom.
Oh wait, no,
My mom
that's
wants
your
a
name.
shirt.
That's
My
your
mom she wants a shirt and hat that says Frick's mom.
Yes, right. That'd be awesome, man.
Danny 5e says Danny Wood will come on the Frickin' Frack show.
Perhaps.
Maybe.
Stay
Maybe.
tuned.
So everybody that's still watching, let us know where you're watching from. I know a lot of people tuned in for Jeff, and that was great. But how many of the diehards? Where are you watching from right now? Let us know.
Samantha, I think this is Samantha's very first show, guys.
Welcome,
Shout out to
Samantha.
Samantha. Thank you so much for coming in and having fun with us, actually.
Yeah. You know what I got to say? I got to say, go back and watch episodes 1 through 32 and watch the progression of the show.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy, man. I mean, we're almost 40 episodes in.
You know what I could do, Caleb?
What?
Today is Friday, right? And you you had said that we should maybe promote next week's episode on Friday.
We should. We actually should. In fact, we have a video, actually.
I am going to the Dropbox right now. Let's see.
Yeah.
So
Got some
tomorrow,
Indiana, Canada, Florida, Missouri, Louisiana, Texas.
let's see.
Nice. Guys,
This was
if
fun.
you want a sneak peek, or if you guys want the celebrity reveal who's going to be joining us next week, midweek, go ahead and just type in I do.
I do
If we
cherish
get
you.
if I do cherish you. If we get 5 I do cherish you, we will reveal it right now.
All right, man. We better at least get 5. All right.
I hope so. I'd be very embarrassed if we didn't get 5.
it is downloading right now. Let me go to we got to get the 5 I do's. There's
1.
21 people here.
We got 2. Uh-oh.
You count them up.
We got 3. It's so close. Uh-oh.
Is it titled
We got
intro yo-yo? Is that it, Caleb?
That would
think
be we got like 15 of them.
Oh, they come in all at once. I think this is it.
I don't think that one's it. Let me see. Let me go ahead and get it out for you, man.
Yep.
Talk to the fans.
I will. I mean, you guys let us know where you guys are all. They actually said, I do cherish you. There we go. All right. We're going to get the video uploaded for you. Samantha said, it was so cool. I met Jeff in 2016 after a 98 Degrees show. He was heading to their bus and my BFF was drunk. Okay. But
Ooh.
Jeff was her 98 Degrees dude. I made him wait until she was done. Okay. All right, Samantha, that one got crazy real fast. But yeah, he was so nice to them is what she's trying to say.
Oh, what a nice guy, man.
That's
He
what
is.
I get for not reading it at first.
All right. So apparently we're doing a celebrity reveal right now. Right now, everybody get your ears and eyes ready because this is the reveal.
Here.
Hey, what's up, guys? Greg Raposo here. Just wanted to let you know, March 24th, I'm going to be hanging out on the Frickin' Frack Show with my friends Matt and Caleb. We'll be talking about all kinds of cool stuff. Check it out. 8:30 Central Time, 9:30 New York time.
New York.
Oh, snap.
Yes,
Gregory
sir.
from Dream Street. Snap. Do you
Who was
remember
in-
Dream Street?
Who was in Dream Street, Caleb? Who else was in that band?
Man, you wouldn't believe it, but Jesse McCartney. That's where you got to
Jesse
start,
McCartney.
man.
Yes,
Jesse
sir.
McCartney was a little baby, the baby of the group, I'd say, because he had the most, sweetest sounding voice. Guys, Gregory from Dream Street. Guys, Dream Street is amazing. If you don't know who they are, don't put them down because I'm telling you now, you guys absolutely will love them. It happens every time. Listen to that one song, and you guys will know them by the end of the song.
And here's my story about that type of things. I always want people to keep an open mind and to keep learning and discovering new music. And Caleb, you introduced me to Dream Street, and
Yes.
I was hooked, man. I was hooked after that. So
And that's a story you can tell them and be like, hey, never really heard your music until I was 30 years old. Like,
30, yeah.
yeah, which is so cool, man.
Yeah, so we're looking at Wednesday the 24th for that episode, guys. Wednesday
the
the
24th, guys. It's gonna be really, really exciting. And yes, they're from the U.S. actually. That's right, Miss Vanessa. Yeah. But guys, we're truly excited about interviewing Gregory. First of all, he's been in contact with us. He's just like Jeff, very, very nice guy. He's got a lot of things going on in his life, some great, awesome things, and we just can't wait to discuss it and show you, introduce you guys to Dream Street if you don't know who they are.
Yep. And the supporters have known about this for a little over 2 weeks, and thank you guys for keeping it a secret. We like doing our big reveals, and this has been cool to be able to have software like this that we use to be able to do it on the show. So thank you very much, and thank you for being here tonight. This was a great one.
And also, those who don't know, Dream Street was a boy band. They sang live. Yeah. They had dance routines. It happens every time when I see you, or think of you. Guys. Those who had an obsession with Jesse McCartney, they all know about him and Dream Street. And some people I know don't know or didn't know that Jesse was on Dream Street.
Those people would be me. Those people would be me.
Yeah.
First song I heard was "Beautiful Soul," man.
First song I heard was "It Happens Every Time."
Oh, dude, we forgot to ask Jeff to sing. Gosh darn it. We're going to have to do a number 2.
We'll get him back. Hold on.
Yeah, we're going to have to do a number 2.
Yes. A part 2 is definite for all our guests because we just don't have enough time with them.
Yeah, we got to do a Brian part 2. We got to do a Leanne part 2. We got to do a Bailey part, because we don't want to keep them for over an hour. They're not like you and I.
We do, but we can't. It's just not right. You have to give them up. You got to let them, if it's right, set it free and it'll come back because it was meant to be. You see that?
Oh man, you're a poet and I love it. Yep. I can't wait to show people our 1 year video that you put together, man. I'm excited for that.
Guys, tune in tomorrow morning for our early show, and you guys will be getting a cool little reveal of the 1 year video, which is super cool. It's very sweet.
I cried, bro. I'm not even kidding. Then
I cried 7 times when doing it, and I was like, okay, stop.
Yeah, no, my wife was watching it, and she goes, "Babe, that's so cute." And I'm like, what do you mean? She goes, "I'm just so proud of you guys." So Andy, tomorrow at 11 o'clock Central. Big thing. We get to have our dear friend Kim on, and that's excited. She's going to be tuning in with us, and we haven't had her forever.
Goodness. I don't remember the last time we had her because it's been that long.
Yeah, man. When you're talking over the pond across the world, it's hard.
3 a.m. right now.
3 a.m.
Yeah.
And we will do a maybe a 2 or 3 a.m. video for those folks that are across the world, and that's crazy to say, across the world, watching us. I'm excited, man.
Yeah. So we have a lot of stuff coming up with the show, guys. Like I said, this is the 1 year anniversary of the Frickin' Frack Show weekend, so we're celebrating it by giving y'all 2 shows tonight and tomorrow morning. But we have a lot of guests that have officially booked. Some actors and actresses that I really love, who are very much a part of. They taught me a lot growing up on these shows. Let me just say that without revealing it. We've had a few of them, tell us yes today. So we're going to be booking them. We have a lot of people we're booking.
Hey man, don't forget about the big one that we booked when I was in Colorado for April.
Yes, guys. That's going to be huge.
Oh,
huge,
buddy.
Guys. It's really exciting. And we're not able to we're able to reveal some people early, but we've been asked not to if we can not do it. Yeah. And we just abide by by their request,
And we got March 24th, we got Greg coming on. Then we have another episode April 2nd. Okay, so stay tuned for that. We'll let you know after the Greg episode. We'll let you know who's coming on. Supporters, obviously, you'll know first. And that one we're excited for. We are excited for all of them, but this one's going to be. It'll lead to some. I'm excited. So.
And also, guys, if you're interested in becoming a paid supporter, we offer a paid supporter group where it's $9.99 a month, and you guys get first access to any announcements. Might be might be 2 weeks before the public knows. You guys will have some exclusive episodes, exclusive things that are coming your way soon. Such as a private chat with the frickin' Frack boys. We'll stay. I had done one. I think it was Friday, and it was like 6, 7, 8 hours long, and it was okay to me. Like I just like listening to people, and they were like, "Oh, you're so quiet." I'm like, "This is your time. This ain't my show. Just talk, and I'm gonna listen."
and that's what Heather pointed out. I got to scroll way back to the comments, but that's what Heather pointed out is I was on vacation with the family, and Caleb did a supporter chat. And guys, it means a lot to you, but it means a lot to us too, to find out who you guys are. I mean, it's Caleb and I talking to you guys and celebrities, but we like talking with you guys too. So that means a lot to us.
Yes. And shout out to Vanessa. She said it comes up to about $15 a month for Canadians. Thank you for becoming a supporter, Vanessa. We truly appreciate that very, very much.
Yeah.
But yeah, for those who actually do want to become a paid supporter, you guys just go to our page and hit become a supporter, and super, super easy. And we really, really do appreciate anything and everything, whether you're a paid supporter, whether you're just a watcher. You guys are supporters in general, and we truly love you guys.
So this is a big weekend. I know you were super busy today. You're supposed to be sitting right here next to me, and
yes.
Things came up, and we're
that situation, man, I talked to my doctor, and he said, you're a risk of paralysis if you get on a plane, period, man. Yeah. He's like, your back's degenerating even more than what it was in December, and that's only 3 months time. And he said, if you get on a plane, more than likely you're coming out on a stretcher. It's not going to be fun for you. And I was like, well, that's just great news.
It was heartbreaking. It was hard. And I know that it crushed you, man, and it crushed me too. But we have to think about your safety first. I mean, that's first and foremost. We have a new fan here. We have a new fan, Emily Rodriguez. Hi, Emily.
Emily,
are
welcome.
So happy to have you.
Wow, thank you for joining.
Where are you at, cool. Emily? Where are you watching from, girl? And we talked about this on the last episode. We won't keep going on forever, but I did want to bring this up. Once the world opens back up and we can do things again, Caleb and I were talking about a supporter outing, yes, of course, we were going to go to the concerts and all that, but we're talking about like a supporter weekend where we go somewhere and we just hang out, and it can be outside of Backstreet Boys and 98 Degrees, and it can just be about you guys and us. Yeah. So I'm excited for that, man.
That'd be really cool, man. Emily's from Cape Coral, Florida.
Shout out to Florida.
Yeah,
tell your friends about us.
Thank you so much for joining us, Emily. We truly appreciate that, and we welcome you. All of our fans welcome you and love you like your family already.
Yeah, no, Emily, and that's the thing about the frickin' Frack Show. There's a lot of pages that have a lot of drama, and there's a lot going on. This is about you guys, so thank you for being here.
Yeah, people say they like our show because we don't bring politics or drama to it. We just bring nothing but love and peace and a bunch of celebrities now.
Yeah. No, and that's even Jeff said, man. Like when we were talking about, hey, I'm glad that you recognize that you change people's life. Dude, it was so crazy to hear him say what you guys are doing is good too, man. That just doesn't that hit? It hits different, right?
It did. It hit me. It had the feels, man.
Yeah. No, Emily, welcome to the show. Amanda says, "Wow, you guys rock, frickin' Frack. Thank you so much." Melissa says she'll host us in New Zealand, bro. They're like COVID free. Let's go, baby,
dude. Let's go.
I'm down. I've never been there.
Get there by a bus or something, huh?
Nah, man, I'll pick you up, put you on the back, and we'll just stroll frickin' Frack style.
We'll just fly. Amanda, I've been seeing a lot of activity from her tonight, so shout out to her. Thank you for joining us, Amanda. I think you've been here before, maybe, but we appreciate you being here tonight for sure.
Where are you watching from, Amanda? It looks beautiful horses, I believe, right, in the picture there?
I think so. It's either that or a mountain.
Yeah. Yep. It's small on my screen. Heather says she's been looking forward to this all week.
I'm so excited she's here.
Yeah, dude. Heather is a creator and moderator of our sister group, BSB Fans United. If you're a fan of us, please go and check out BSB Fan United. They help us a lot, and we help them. So yeah, they're one of our favorites. So Ramen said we changed his life.
Florida. Ooh, we got another Florida in the house tonight.
Ramen says, brothers, you guys changed my life. Ramen, you mean the world to us, man. So
Absolutely. The OG boy, him and Alexander. Or AJ.
yeah, Alejandro.
Yeah. Shout out to him. I miss him.
Me
I
too.
messaged him yesterday about the Snyder Cut.
Me too.
I watched like an hour of it last night, and I was just stunned. So I'm gonna go finish it after this. I'm gonna actually restart it because it's just that perfect to me.
Yeah, my daughter is a huge Wonder Woman fan, and I thought for some reason that I could sit down and watch it with her. About 3 minutes in, nope, shut it off.
Yeah, that was wow. Yeah, we'll talk about that after.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah. Anything else, Caleb? We're at an hour and a half, man. I want to get this up on iTunes and Spotify.
Yeah, guys. So we truly appreciate you guys all being here. We truly appreciate the number of people who have joined us tonight. Truly just we're very blessed to have you guys 1 year, and we have all you guys, and you guys mean the world to us. And I know it might be corny, but you guys really do mean the world to us. We think about you guys. We pray for you guys all the time, and we're always concerned to make sure you guys are okay. Just thank you guys so much. And thanks for being here.
I completely agree, and Caleb, I tell you every episode, man. But thank you, for sticking through this with me, and there's nobody else I could do this with, man. And we got one question from Amanda frickin' Frack. Do you love what song do you love from 98 Degrees? I know yours. Go ahead.
True to Your Heart, the Milan theme song to me. Like that's my favorite. Even though the hardest thing, it's Because of You. All those are incredible. True to Your Heart just gets me.
Yeah, I'd have to say Because of You, or I Do. I just love, and I love that Screech was in the music video. That makes me happy. So, and R.I.P. Screech, man.
Yeah, man.
Poor guy. Oh, the kids are home, buddy. So there goes quiet time.
All right, man. Well, we're gonna go ahead and sign out, guys. Remember, guys, be with us in the morning if you can. It's gonna be it's gonna be kind of a different show because this is someone who works with the public, with the celebrities, and we're gonna go kind of a behind the scenes with her shooting their show, The Woodworks with Danny Wood, and it's gonna be amazing. It really is.
Yeah, I'm excited to find out the work that goes into making these things happen.
It might make me not want to do it.
Caleb, I love everybody that's here right now. Thank you for everything, guys. And
all right, guys. This is the Frickin' Frack Show,
a podcast for the fans, by the fans. Let's go.
All right, guys. You're watching the Frickin' Frack Show.
Podcast for the fans, by the fans.
What?
We love you guys.
Gotta go.